Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone back to the channel. Today, we are going to be ranking every single zombies map, Easter egg, from worst to best. Now, I could have done all Treyarch and non-Treyarch games, but because I haven't done the World War II Easter eggs in so long, and most of the IW Easter eggs in so long, and I've done literally none of the Vanguard ones, I thought it would be unfair to me to rank them because it's just been forever. But what I have done is all the Treyarch ones within the last 2 years. So what I can do is rank all of those. I'll be ranking every single Treyarch main quest Easter egg. This is from Ascension onwards. We are not including Doris because I don't see that as a main quest. And we are only including the main Easter egg, boss fight, everything like that. There's two categories, gameplay and story. All right, that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're gonna be basing every single one off of. So with that all being said, we're gonna start out at our last spot, number 26. So I know it is not that crazy, man, but number 26, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna have Die Rise. Story-wise, this Easter egg is completely filler, and there's absolutely 0 point for it to be in the game. But gameplay-wise, 3 main issues. Number 1, you have to play with 4 players. A lot of the steps are RNG based, and a lot of the steps, and this is just like a continued theme with Die Rise. A lot of the steps, you're literally just waiting for elevators, waiting for the mahjong tiles, waiting to get the right things, waiting. This Easter egg can be done in 7 minutes. This Easter egg can be done in 2 hours. It's obnoxious that way, and it really does suck. Because if there's some Easter eggs that have a lot of RNG, but the story is so good that it boosts it up. There's some Easter eggs that have a lot of RNG, bad gameplay, and basically no story. That is Die Rise. But coming in to our number 25 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is the predecessor right before Die Rise. This is Transit. Transit's Easter egg is just like Die Rise, where it can take you an hour and it can take you 5 minutes. Literally, you need EMPs, that's the whole Easter egg. You need to go through a couple teleporters, and you need to go to the tower. That's all you literally need to do, and trap the Avogadro. This Easter egg is pointless, okay? And I understand the story, I understand the nav card idea, I understand the dynamic between the Maxis and Richthofen, but both sides are almost identical, and both sides are absolutely terrible. And I didn't even mention about Die Rise, it's literally terrible as well. I hate both sides of the Easter eggs, and because of that, it's gonna be at our number 25 spot.
Ugh, fine, I guess you are my little pog champ. Come here.
Fuck you! Get your ass off my bus!
But coming in to our number 24, we have Dead of the Night, a very complex and interesting Easter egg in some parts, and in other parts, it's absolutely tedious. There are really 2 main steps with this Easter egg that ruins it. First off is the scratch mark step, along with the astrology. Those are absolutely horrific. The boss fight is pretty good, although it's just a werewolf, although I do like the arena. But man, the terribleness of the Easter egg of getting the silver bullets and then having to run around the entire map and find little scratch marks and add them to a horoscope, all right? It's terrible enough talking to an astrology girl. You think I want to do that to a zombie game? Get the hell out of here. But coming into our number 23 spot, we have Voyage of Despair. The boss fight of this map is absolutely beautiful. The greatest boss fight maybe in zombies history. A 5-stage Eye of Odin boss fight that is absolutely beautiful. But the issue with this Easter egg is a couple of steps make no sense, and the story makes no sense either. They freeze the Titanic so the Titanic feels obsolete in the story, and then you're making me shoot planets and find planet marks for an Easter egg. I like steps like the clock step. I like steps like the lockdown. I love the boss fight, but the lows of this map is so low that the highs aren't able to relegate it good enough, and that's why it's at number 23. But coming in to our number 22 spot, we have Ascension. Now, Ascension, I'm gonna say this right now, is not a bad Easter egg. It's the first ever. The only reason it's this low is because you have to have 4 players, and it's just super simplistic, all right? Ascension is one of those Easter eggs where you push a couple buttons, throw out a grenade outside, and shoot something with the ray gun for people. It's not that bad. I really do like the Ascension Easter egg, especially because it's the first one ever. But because it's the first one ever, it has that simplicity, and you just can't put it very high because it's barely an Easter egg to begin with. But coming into our number 20 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Firebase Z from Cold War. Now, I kind of like this Easter egg. An unpopular opinion here, raise up your red flags. I like the mimic step when it doesn't glitch. I think it's a very interesting step to have you shoot the mimic down and capture him. The issue with it is because of the AATs, because of the glitches, it's got so many issues. I think it's a great step in theory, but it has those issues. The worst boss fight in zombies history, literally just the Orda is a bullet sponge, you use rain fire, you kill him in 5 seconds. And a lot of the Easter egg is very, very easy. This is an easy Easter egg with cringy parts, although I do like the peck dance. My glorious Martha. Do it for me, my glorious Martha. put it in my ass, Martha. It's just not for me in terms of Easter egg. And the boss fight as well, it's just not very good. And it's not very fun unless you're playing it on solo. But coming into our number 20 spot, we have the Cold War Outbreak Easter egg. Now I'm going to combine both of them in one because the second Outbreak Easter egg is so unbelievably small and bad that it doesn't even matter. But that first Outbreak Easter egg is not that bad with the new area of the rocket. And I also really do like the Legion boss fight. I think it is the hardest boss fight in Cold War. And I do like it for that. It's very challenging at times. And it's one of those boss fights where Ring of Fire isn't going to be your end-all be-all. It does have, you obviously can get it down to it's one of its stages, but this is one of those Easter eggs where something like a, God, what's that one where you go invisible? What's the field upgrade where you go invisible?
If you like to talk to tomatoes, if a squash can make...
Ether Shroud, that's what it's called. This is going to be more helpful to have in Ether Shroud. And yes, this boss fight can be a little bit tedious, but it's good for boss fights to be difficult, and I wish they were more difficult in zombies, and I think Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 do a really good job at doing that. Cold War has too many easy bosses, but this is one of the examples where it isn't that easy. It is pretty difficult, and I like part of this Easter egg, but another part of this Easter egg is literally just running around fighting monkeys, fetch quest type beat, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But coming in to our number 19 spot, we have the Cold War Forsaken Easter egg. This boss fight is obviously great. It's got a really cool ending bit. It's got a great cutscene at the end, a good story bit with Richtofen being the director. But the issue with this Easter egg is the boss fight and the Crystal Axe is basically the entire Easter egg. You have the Crystal Axe, 2 steps, or 1 step, a escort, and a boss fight. That's all you have for this entire Easter egg. It can be done in literally 20 minutes. And for a DLC 4 of Black Ops Cold War, where you guys are hyping this up to be the finale of a game, how the hell are you going to make that the entire Easter egg? This should have been 2-3 more steps with very interesting challenges, maybe lockdowns in each section of the map, maybe different other things, maybe something with the Burger Town guy, maybe something with the arcade. I really feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity within this Easter egg, and that sucks because I feel like the ending bit is good. The Crystal Axe is a great wonder weapon, but the reason a lot of people don't like Forsaken is that layout and the fact that the Easter egg is piss easy. So that's my opinion. But coming in to our number 18 spot, we have the Black Ops 1 Shangri-La. Now, this Easter egg would be way higher if you didn't have to go into Eclipse mode every single minute of this goddamn Easter egg. Oh my goodness. If you're able to just play this on Eclipse mode one time, this Easter egg would be way higher because that is so tedious. I love a lot of the story of this between Brock and Garrett. I love the story of that. But the issue with Shangri-La's Easter egg is another thing that you see many times. You have to play with 4 players. You do. You have to play with 4 players, and you don't really see that in many other Easter eggs that you're going to see very high. It's very rare for me, specifically, to rank an Easter egg higher when you have to play it with more than 1 or 2 people. But coming in to our number 17 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Alpha Omega. Now, I do like the Avogadro part of this Alpha Omega Easter egg. I do like some of the Rushmore codes, but there are some issues with the Easter egg. Those Rushmore codes can be pretty tedious, and the Mark IIs are cool, but getting the Mark II upgrades are literally no point. They have nothing to do with the Easter egg, which I thought would be cool to implement that. The clock step on the houses is not my favorite. Not a big fan of that step. Just too much writing down, me being like, all right. Hey, when are we fucking tonight? Okay, 12:15. Like, no. The Rushmore is used way too much in this Easter egg. Way too many papers and clocks you have to go around. There are cool parts with the Nova Crawlers. There are cool parts with this and that. But other parts of this Easter egg can be annoying, can be obnoxious, and that's why I gotta put this at our number 17 spot. But coming at number 16, maybe the hardest Easter egg ever, maybe the most obnoxious Easter egg ever, the most tedious, we have Blood of the Dead. But the only reason I have it higher than 26 on this spot, the very last spot, is that goddamn story. Oh my goodness, I love the story of this Easter egg. Richtofen looks absolutely dead in this Easter egg. I mean, the cutscene is gut-wrenching. It's absolutely stunning the way they do this cutscene. And there's a lot of parts where you're stuck in the cell that the Easter egg is really cool. And I like the replayability of the Easter egg in the fact that you can go and you can have 5 different steps and they're all interchangeable. I think that's really, really cool. But there are specific things about the Easter egg that is obnoxious. First off, the shield is used way too goddamn much. And a step like the banjo step is really nice, but steps like the Morse code and steps like the engine step where you have to do the Samantha Says, that is fucking annoying, especially with zombies in there. It's absolutely tedious playing it with 1 player. And then don't even get me started on the bird step. That step is atrocious. I understand that nowadays you are able to see those birds outside of the map, which I didn't recently know until Jimothy let me know in a video. But it was at the time still super obnoxious, and that Blood of Dead Easter egg isn't for me because it balances level between hard and tedious, and there's a different level. An Easter egg step like the 9 Easter egg step where you have the symbols, that's hard because you have to look at the symbols and it's all gameplay focused. That is something more Elden Ring-esque, where obviously it's not as hard as Elden Ring, but it's difficult because of the gameplay and it's unforgiving. But a step like this, where it's difficult because you can't remember something or you don't see it, is just stupid in my opinion. And we have to have more steps where it's gameplay focused with its difficulty and not just write down codes number focused, although there is a place where that can be useful. But coming in to our number 25 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Call of the Dead, and this follows the same issue of other maps where you have to have more than one player to play this Easter egg, and it is super simplistic. Now, this is probably the funniest Easter egg ever. I love the dialogue with them in the bunker in the lighthouse. I love the step with the golden rod, with the VR11, but you have to get that out of the box to use this, and yes, this Easter egg can be annoying. But overall, I don't mind the Call of the Dead Easter egg, not as much as the other ones, because that RNG isn't as blatant as something like a Shangri-La. But coming in to our number 14 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be D-Machine from Cold War, maybe my favorite Cold War Easter egg besides one. But what I like about D-Machine is all the steps make sense, right? The die steps make sense. You gotta upgrade all the die. The Megaton step makes sense. The computer step makes sense. The lockdown step makes sense. The tank step makes sense. There's a lot of things about this Easter egg that makes sense. And although it is piss easy, I think that D-Machine is still a fun Easter egg. And at least this easiness of it isn't warranted by the fact that, you know, it is at least uninteresting. There are interesting parts about the Easter egg. The Dark Ether part, the Ether Scope, I really wish Orlov, it was actually a challenge at the end, except for him having infinite health. I really wish it was a challenge. But other than that, the D-Machine Easter egg is pretty cool, and it's okay to put it at the number 14 spot. But coming in number 13 has Buried. And Buried has one of my favorite steps of all time, the Sharpshooter Easter egg. And Buried Easter egg would be way higher if you could play it with more than one player. If Buried's Easter egg was playable with more than one player, it would be higher, but it's just, in fact, is not. It's the most interesting Victus Easter egg for sure, besides the next pick that we have on here. And I do think that it is having some amazing steps, but unfortunately, it is just relegated to 13 because you have to have more than one player. More than 2, more than 3. You have to have 4 players, I'm pretty sure. But coming in to our number 12 spot, we have Tag der Toten. Listen, Tag der Toten is an amazing Easter egg. I like a lot about it. But as a finale, it lacks that epicness, a Great War aspect. I think the ending cutscene for Black Ops 4 Tag der Toten is pretty good, although it's not CGI. There are some amazing things about it where they all talk about what they were going to be if the zombies weren't there, what they all aspire to be in terms of their career paths. But Tag der Toten overall has some hit or miss steps on it, and it's just one of those things where, yes, Pablo is used well in this Easter egg as the hermit, and there are parts of Easter egg like the sort of escort, sort of defense, you know, bubble step of the Easter egg that is cool. But at the end of the day, it is the last zombies map ever for the Ether story, and this is what you're giving us? It's a little bit disappointing in that aspect, and that's why it might not be 8, but it's bumped down to like number 12. But coming in to our number 11 spot, you want to talk about another finale that a little bit disappointed. Let's talk about Revelations, okay? Revelations is one of those Easter eggs where it has a lot of great steps, but there's also some steps in here that make no sense, like the shooting the rock step. What the hell is that about? The summoning key is cool, but unfortunately, I don't think it's utilized well. And yes, the boss fight arena is fantastic, and the fact that you get there by teleporting from Kino is such a cool idea. But the boss fight itself is literally Shadows of Evil. That's it. The arena is cooler than the boss itself. Why are we fighting the Shadow Man if he's gonna give me no attacks instead of that giant fucking monster behind him? I understand that we are gonna be fighting the Shadow Man, that's really cool, but you've been hiding this guy up since Shadows of Evil, and he is absolutely pointless. But coming into our number 10 spot, we have Zetsubo no Shima, probably the easiest Easter egg in Black Ops 3, and yes, it is nice, but the spider boss fight is better than the regular boss fight. You ever thought of that? The spider boss fight's better. There are cool things about this Easter egg, like shooting the plane down, like doing the electrical zip line, getting the cog wheels, using the elevator. This whole Easter egg is literally you building an elevator and then going down and fighting the guy that is trapping Takeo. That's cool, right? But the spider boss fight is better, and there is 2 bosses, and it is kind of nice, and there are cool things about this Easter egg, like getting the KT4 Masamune, like getting the Kulonon Software. Those are 2 great weapons. But, you know, we're getting to that topper echelon where we're disparaging good from great, and this Easter egg is just good. It's not great. But coming in To our number 10 spot, possibly the greatest story-driven Easter egg of all time. But the RNG is so much that there's no way I can put it over number 9, and this is Moon. First off, you need more than one player to use it, unless it's on Black Ops 3. And then second of all, yes, you blow up the fucking moon. Yes, that is absolutely awesome. Yes, the storyline in this is amazing, and the story is absolutely incredible. But the RNG is absolutely ridiculous. You need the pie excavator, you need the wave gun, you need the QEDs, and you need the Gershers. And if you're playing by yourself, you need the QEDs again. It's so much. There's so much about this Easter egg that is, it's just a lot. And you need the wave gun. Did I even say that? You need so much with this Easter egg. And yes, the storyline's amazing. Yes, there's some steps that are really great, like swapping souls, like doing the goldenrod step, like doing the Samantha Says, that are great. And yes, it's BO1. Yes, it's ahead of its time, but no, it is not able to be higher because of the RNG. But coming in to our number 8 spot, this is another Easter egg that, yes, the storyline drives it, but this is Mob of the Dead. The issue with this Easter egg is not RNG, it's the repetitive nature of it. The first part where you build the plane is awesome. The last step where you get the audio logs, you hear the real story, not the fake story that Al Arlington tells you, but the real story about how they absolutely massacred him, and the story of Stanley Ferguson telling you in the past that this has already happened. You're stuck in this purgatory. That is sick. But the issue with the Easter egg is, again, the repetitive. You literally just go to the Golden Gate Bridge 3 times and listen to audio reels. It is too easy. And yes, it's a good Easter egg in its storyline aspect. Yes, it's a great ending, especially for the time where you can either break the cycle or continue the cycle, but this repetitive nature of the Easter egg makes it to where it can't go any higher. But coming in at number 7, our highest ranked Black Ops Cold War Easter egg, this is going to be Mauer Toten. Literally just standing above its peers. Mauer Toten is way above any other Easter egg that we've seen so far. Its boss fight is really cool. Its storyline aspect is the best in Cold War, in my opinion, besides maybe Forsaken. But the gameplay, the secret room underneath, the Klaus step, the getting the Cerberus, the everything, honestly. This Easter egg has a lot of steps, and every step in it is really cool. The train step is nice. And yes, this Easter egg is also easy, especially easier than all the other top 10 Easter eggs I have on here. But at least it is great. The uranium step is really cool, and this is the only Easter egg in Cold War that I finished it and not in my first attempt, because I was so confused with the uranium that we literally just died. Anyways, coming into our number 6 spot. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting up there. This is going to be Ancient Evil. Wow. Wow, the Gauntlet. Wow, the boss fight. I mean, 2 different boss fights. You fight Pegasus and the Gladiator. Are we stupid? Are we dumb? Are we stupid? This is such an amazing Easter egg. I mean, Black Ops 4 has some quality Easter eggs in it. This one and another spot that will be a little bit ahead. Black Ops 4 Ancient Evil is absolutely amazing. And this is the best story of chaos we've ever seen with the Medusa flip. Oh my goodness, Scarlet, that was amazing. You're so bad. Psych, I lied. No, I didn't. But ladies and gentlemen, Ancient Evil is that guy when it comes to Easter egg. It is an amazing Easter egg. I love everything about it. And the difference between heaven and hell in that map, just that map in general. God, I wish it wasn't in BO4. I would play it so much more if it wasn't in BO4. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in to our number 5 spot, we have Shadows of Evo. Now, this Easter egg could be 1 if it wasn't relegated to 2-player. I mean, god damn. The flag step is one of the best steps in Zombies history. The boss fight at the time was good, but nowadays it is lackluster. I won't lie. It literally takes 30 seconds to beat it. But the flag step is amazing. The Pack-a-Punch opening is amazing. Getting the sword is amazing. And this Easter egg is one thing where codes and gameplay align perfectly. I mean, it aligns perfectly, where it's not like you're sitting there and having to use a pen and write down the code, something like an ordinance. But what it does do is it allows you where codes can be used in that Cthulhuism. Is that how you say it? Not Catholicism, that's literally Catholic. But the Cthulhu in this map is used really well. But coming into our number 4 spot, probably the most speedrun Easter egg maybe ever. I mean, this one and another one, but this has got to be Horizon Drac. Listen, DE's classic. Everyone loves the Easter egg. Everyone loves the going back in time. Everyone loves the boss fight. You gotta realize these top Easter eggs have amazing boss fights. That's what we're getting at. The Ragnarok is interesting in this Easter egg. You have to go grab the back in time pieces. Those are cool. You have to getting the fucking Dempsey down. And then you want to talk about story. I mean, literally the story of this map is you blowing up the moon. That's almost as cool as blowing up the Earth. It has the awesome story of Moon, but it does not have the tedious RNG steps of Moon. It has that perfect level of good steps that are difficult to do sometimes, and that mix is amazing. I love that. So Horizon Drac, definitely on our number 4 spot. But coming in number 3, probably the most difficult Easter egg ever. I mean, I'm looking at this step right here. I don't think there is a more difficult Easter egg. Maybe Blood of the Dead, Dead of the Night. But this is 9 from Black Ops 4. This is such an amazing, difficult Easter egg that also is just so much fun. I love so many steps about this egg. I love getting the Scorpion. I love the Danu step. I love the Raw step with the different symbols. I love the specialist step for, I think it's Odin or Thor. I love shooting the shields. I love challenging the champions. I love everything about this Easter egg, and I love, love, love the boss fights. Oh my god, fighting the elephant is so much fun. That gigantic boss arena is amazing. The different ways he can attack you is amazing. You have so much open space to fight this guy, and god damn, the 9 Easter egg is so good. I love it so much, yet the storyline isn't that great, and that's why it's not 2 or 1. But god, the gameplay, this might be the best Easter egg in terms of gameplay I have ever seen. But coming in to our number 2 spot, you probably thought this was number 1. It's Origins. Oh my god, the most replicated Easter egg, the most replayed Easter egg, and to this day, the most efficiently sped run Easter egg ever. This is Origins. I mean, Origins is absolutely amazing. The first part is literally a fetch quest, having to get all 4 staffs, ultimate all 4 staffs. But this is a challenge where, yes, codes are involved, but the codes, you can do them while doing other ones. You can do one code while doing this. You can do the lightning part while doing this. You can do, so it doesn't feel like you have to do them individually one at a time, where you can go down and already be doing other things while you're doing your one. That's what's really cool about this one. The second part of this is once you beat that, the other steps are really great. Yes, the RNG step with the robot, it does suck sometimes, but if you're with more than one player, it's not a big deal at all. It's not really RNG, it's just the one player aspect. And when you do get it in the middle for one player, you have the staff part in Black Ops 2 where you don't even have to worry about that because you can use that glitch, which is amazing. That glitch is amazing. Then you have the Maxis drone step where you shoot the plane down. You have the actual final step where you collect the souls and put the Maxis drone up. Origins is one of my favorite Easter eggs. I loved beating it, I loved completing it, and I love Origins so much. It's my favorite map, and obviously the story is great with Samantha. Oh my gosh, the introduction of Primus. Origins is number 2, but number 1! Put your ones up, acknowledge your tribal Easter egg. This is going to be
the most violent, the most diabolical, the most dangerous, a beast slayer, a conqueror's conqueror, the goat of all goats, so that they say at the end of the match, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the ultimate needle mover, the head of the table, the tribal chief, in God mode himself.
Garrod Crovey, the greatest Easter egg that mixes gameplay, story, and codes ever. The bomb step is amazing. The Mangler step is amazing. The Valkyrie step is amazing. The boss fight, oh, mi hermoso, muy bien, es excelente. Oh my goodness, Garrod Crovey is so good, man. I love this Easter egg. The Nikolai cutscene was gut-wrenching at the time, even though nowadays you look back and it's like, was it really that crazy? Was it? I don't know, but Garrod Crovey is that guy when it comes to Easter egg. And oh my god, we're talking about a number 1 spot right now. The pipe step is fine. I know a lot of people dislike it, but I love that step. I love the complexity of this Easter egg without it being fucking annoying, man. This is so good. And yes, you might have to pause right down the bomb. But you have your Gobblegums at use. You have your other things at use. You have your Gauntlet of Siegfried, which is very fun getting, very easy getting, just a challenge. We have your Mark 3s, which you don't even need to beat the Easter egg, but it is useful to grab them. This is one of those maps where, yes, the Easter egg aligns with gameplay perfectly. And that's all I need, baby. So thank you all so much for watching. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That was my list of Easter eggs. Let me know what your list is down below. What did I get wrong? What did I suck? Do I hate? Do I not? Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.
Richtofen is barely holding it together.
Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better.
I lost. Only one. Time. Can be a cruel mistress.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.